everyone, and welcome to Z Smoke. Tonight for dinner we're making an easy recipe that's fun to do, and you can zhuzh up your Taco Tuesday, which it ain't Tuesday today, but that's okay. But instead of
Monday.
Yeah. But instead of having regular tacos and everything as normal, we're going to make a different version of nachos. We're going to make tachos today, which you're making with tater tots. And we're going to make some homemade guacamole also today. So first we're going to make the homemade guacamole. That way it can sit for a little while. And then we're going to start making the tachos. So I have 4 avocados here that I had in the refrigerator that I've cut open, took the skin off, got the little pits out. I'm going to put it in my food processor. And which you can cut all this up by hand too if you want to. I'm just cheating, making it faster. I have a package of guacamole dip here, which this one doesn't qualify to use any sour cream or mayonnaise with it. This actually has dehydrated sour cream powder in it. It actually has also buttermilk in it, and it also has dehydrated lime in it. But I do have some limes to put in there too, so my avocado don't turn brown. So we're going to add this packet, because it says cut up at least 3 avocados, and then add your packet of mix, which I've got. So I'm going to add that in there. I'm going to add a little green onion to mine also, just to have a little crunch in my, drop an onion in my guacamole. But I mean, you can use any kind of onions you like or anything. I just have these already cut up and everything, so I'm using that instead of actually just getting one of my other big ones out to do. I'm going to put just a tad of garlic in this, but you put as much as you like in there. I'm just going to put a tiny bit in there. And I have some, I guess you would say puree cilantro, but you can use fresh if you want, or you could just leave it out totally. And if you're also making homemade guacamole, you can either use your own sour cream if you want, if you're making it fresh, and your own seasoning, or you can use mayonnaise, just, whatever you want to use in your guacamole. So I'm going to put just a little bit of this cilantro paste in here to go with that, so it'll have some cilantro taste. And I have a lime here. Like I said, I'm going to add this in here so my avocado and my guacamole won't turn brown before I use it. So I got 1 whole lime there. Alright, let me wash my hands because I have lime on me. As always, remember, keep your hands clean, keep your hands clean, keep your hands clean. Alright, and I have everything in my food processor, and yes, I made sure I have it plugged in this time. As you know me, I forget all the time. Alright, so I'm going to put my lid on here, and snap it down, and we're just going to puree or mix this just till it's as creamy consistency as I want. Okay, now our guacamole is all blended, and I got it to the consistency I want it in. It's still got a little chunk here and there. So now I'm going to put it in my bowl. Oh, I'm getting guacamole in places I don't want it. Get it on the stove. And it's all nice and creamy. And let's, that's really good. Alright, that's how we want that. Okay, and that's how we make our guacamole. And let me like get it in the bowl a little bit here and not actually everywhere. Alright, and now we're going to set our guacamole in the refrigerator for just a little bit. Let us sit, let the seasonings absorb in a little bit more, and let it cool off while I'm cooking our other items, and then we'll get it out when we get ready to make our nachos. Alright, now we're ready to get our meat ready. I have a pound of ground chuck. You can use whatever kind of ground beef you like, chuck, lean, whatever, turkey, chicken, ground pork, whatever suits your fancy on what you like for your nachos. So we're going to go ahead and turn this on and start browning this up. And I'm also going to go ahead and start heating up my oil for my tater tots. Because we're going to have to do, you know, a couple batches of those to get what I need. And I'm also going to make some cheese sauce too for our tachos, which I have a can of Campbell's Festive Nacho Cheese. I like to use one of these to like have a base to start with, and then I start adding my cheese to it to make me a nice cheese sauce. So yeah, I know that didn't look really appealing, but we're going to add one can of some Campbell's Fiesta Nacho Cheese. Okay, in just a minute, we're going to wait just a few minutes, and then we'll start adding what I want to add of cheese into the nacho sauce. I want to get some of this done first. That way the cheese will be nice and melted and hot and ready to go when we get ready to put it on our tachos. So this is going to take a few minutes to, you know, brown and get ready. And of course the oil is going to take a couple minutes to get hot. So we're going to check back with this in just a few minutes. Alright, now our pound of ground beef is all brown. So I'm going to let it drain and get all the excess fat and everything off of it. And then we'll add our taco seasoning to it. Okay, now I'm going to start cooking. Well, I've got some crispy coins is what these are. But you can use any tater tots. You can use potato ones or sweet potato ones, or you can use cauliflower ones and make your own nachos and things. This is just what I'm using today. So as you know, when you're cooking with grease, be careful when you're cooking, and we're going to do this in batches. But I believe my oil is hot enough now in which to do this. So, yeah. And definitely, yes, be careful while making your tater tots. Alright, and we're going to cook these until they're nice and golden brown and they start floating. And now I finished draining all my ground beef that was brown. I'm going to add some taco seasoning. Use whatever brand you like. I have some with less sodium. And don't forget when you're doing your tater tots or whatever you're going to use, in between your batches, give it just a couple of seconds to heat back up, because you got to realize you are actually putting frozen potatoes out of a bag into your oil. So that's going to bring your temperature back down on your oil a little bit. So it's going to need about a minute or so to heat back up. So just remember, it'll still go faster with more batches, but you're still going to have to reheat up your oil a little bit. So I'm going to use one whole packet for this, for 1 pound of ground beef. And I like to take my powder and mix it up with my ground beef so I can make sure, all my seasonings a little bit in there before I add my water. But that's just me. Alright. And now I'm going to add my 3/4 cup of water into there. And all we're going to do is just heat this back through just a little bit, just so we can pretty much make sauce with the liquid we're using, in our ground beef. Is all we're doing. And our next batch of our little queen crowns are fixing to be done. So I'm fixing to pull those. Because they're nice and golden brown, in which they're a little stuck together. So, and don't forget to season in between your batches while your tater tots are still hot. So you should have time to season while you're waiting on your oil just to heat a little bit back up before you stick some more frozen cold potatoes in there. And as I always say, be extra careful when you're frying around the house. So I'm going to sit them down. And we're going to start another new batch. Okay, so now we're going to reheat up our taco meat like I was talking about. And my last batch of tater tots is almost fixing to be done. And then we're going to start making our cheese sauce. So we're close to the finish line. Yeah, so these are almost done in there. Alright, and this is starting to reheat. So this won't take but a minute or so. Because I hear it. There it goes. Alright, that's about good on that because we just want to heat it through when we're just making the sauce. And yes, be careful while you're changing over. And like I said, I have the Fiesta Nacho cheese soup in here, and I'm going to start heating this up, and then I'm going to start adding what cheeses I want in there. Some there. Alright, I'm going to make sure this is turned down for just a moment so I can pull my tater tots out before I start adding my cheese, but I don't want to burn my cheese soup I got here. But I'm going to add my cheese too. Alright, and my cheese soup is still hot. Now I'm going to start adding cheese. So use, any kind of cheese you want to use. I got some Mexican 4 cheese, which I have more than one brand, but that's okay. Use what you got. And I'm going to pour that in there. And I'm going to start stirring this so we can start melting my other cheese. And I think I need a little milk. And I'm going to put a splash of milk in here before I start adding my other cheese. Maybe about a half a cup or so. Alright, now I'm going to start adding some more cheese in here to make my sauce. If I can open the bag. And we're going to sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Alrighty. I think that's enough cheese. And we're going to incorporate this in also. Use my whisk here. And we're just going to wait and let this finish melting so we can get our sauce ready. Alright guys, we have everything ready to assemble our Tot Chos. So we got our tater tots here, which we're going to make our base with. And then we have some, oh man, look at that. I need another spoon. Yeah. Alright, now we have our seasoned taco meat here. So we're going to put that on top of our tater tots. And then you'll do any kind of fixings you want. I have some banana peppers here, so I'm going to add that on there. I have a little green onion here, so I'm going to add a little bit of that on there. I have some rotel here, or you can do pico de gallo or anything like that, or you can, you know, do some sour cream if you want to, or bacon bits, just however you like to load up your nachos. And here's our cheese sauce we made, and I'm going to take and just spread this on. Should have got a bigger spoon to do this with, I guess. Or if you just want to put like shredded cheese on your Tot Chos and heat it up, then you can do that too. Just do whatever you like on your nachos. Alright guys, and we have the homemade guacamole here. So I'm going to add that on there too. Alright, and let's give these a try. I'm going to try to scoop up a little bit of everything here. And that's good. It's just like nachos, just with tater tots. Alright guys, I hope this was an easy, fun recipe for the evening. And I hope you enjoyed the video and everything. And we'll see you next time, and enjoy cooking.